A common question I get on the lesson tee is how long should my backswing be? Well, the answer is it depends. And it depends on a couple different things. But number one is your physical limitations. So if you're a player who can't turn very well, or if you're a player who has an issue with some flexibility, maybe in the chest, where you have tight pecs, a lot of athletes or broad chested people that are super strong with the upper body, and you can't get your lead arm to adduct or move across your chest all that much, well, then you're probably a player who may need a shorter backswing, and I'll explain why. But if you are able to turn really well and you're flexible enough in the upper chest to get that lead arm to adduct almost all the way across your chest, and you don't have issues only getting it to here or to here, well, then a longer backswing might actually be better for you. But that's not the only thing that matters. So again, why would I want, if I struggle to get this arm across the chest, why would I want a shorter backswing? Well, again, there's an element of turn to this as well. But what I see with people who have issues adducting or getting that lead arm to move across the chest and they have limited mobility there, what I tend to see is they'll start to make a backswing and they'll really max out the range of motion there, adding that lead arm to the chest. They'll max it out, and then what they'll do, because they know it's too short, is instead of turning or using their body efficiently, they'll just start to bend their arms, and we know that's not a recipe for distance or consistency. So they kind of make this backswing, looks good until about right here, and then they just start folding everything. The trail arm gets behind them and narrow, and they're in a world of hurt, okay? So if that's you, notice or just take note that it's okay to have a little shorter backswing. If you can't get much farther, there are other ways to manage your distance and your swing direction. And that leads me to my next point. If you have one of those shorter swings where your lead arm can't get far across your chest and maybe you don't turn all that much, well, then we need to pay attention to where the golf club points at the top of your swing. And more importantly, how it reacts on the downswing. So here's what I mean by that. As we make a backswing, if we're one of those players with a short swing, I wouldn't want this club to be straight up and down. And here's why. I always talk about club head location. We know that better golfers tend to swing a little bit more from the inside. That just means that the club head location is moving more from an inside out direction, or that the club head location is more behind them late in the downswing, okay? So what that means is the club stays behind me and then I turn through the ball and my path is inside out, or for me as a right-handed golfer, out to the right. What we don't see is players have the club head location that are good at golf pitch way out in front of them and swing outside in aggressively and hit big slices, right? So what I want to sort of make the point of is if you have a shorter backswing, we don't really want this club to be down the line or across the line, because now I don't have a ton of time to get it back behind me because the swing is so short. Instead, what you'd prefer to see is having that club pointed a little bit more laid off, or to the left side of the room that I'm in, more behind me. Again, the reason for this is there's not a lot of time in this downswing to get the club head to move that way. So it's best just to have it there to begin with. So when you get up to the top, you would want to see the club head behind you or pointed in a laid off position. And now as you start down, the club head is already shallow. It's already behind you. You don't have to do anything crazy with your forearms to shallow it. It's already there. So you make your downswing from that position, stay in posture, rotate, do all those good things that lead to consistency. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, or you're not sure where to start, if that's you, my first recommendation would be to videotape yourself. That's the best way to do it. But if you don't have the ability to do that, take an alignment stick, attach it to the grip, and make a backswing. Again, this is for short backswings, light or tight chest, limited arm mobility, maybe even limited turn. And go to the top of your swing. And what you want to see is that the shaft of the club isn't straight up and down and the stick isn't pointed down at the ground or even back at the camera, right? If the stick is pointed at the camera, or if the stick is pointed behind me, I know I'm a cross line or I'm on the wrong side of the matchup I need to be on, okay? So instead, go up to the top and try to point that alignment stick more out in front of you. That's going to ensure you're in more of that laid off position and help keep the club head behind you on the downswing. Now, what if you're the other golfer? What if you're the golfer who has a ton of turn and you're able to get that lead arm way across the chest just as much as you need, okay? Well, then my recommendation for you is going to be the exact opposite. What we'd want to see instead is a golf club that gets a little bit more down the line or even across the line, and here's why. If you have that long backswing and you get the club in a laid off position, there will typically be a steepening reaction because of the force applied on the handle and where the balance point sits that gets the club to steepen very late in the downswing. So while it may look like, as you start down, that it's in a shallow position in a still frame photo, the reality is the direction that it's pitching is inefficient, okay? So again, if you're long and laid off, the club will want to pitch out in front of you. And now we have that leftward swing direction again as a right-handed golfer. We hit big pulls and slices. So again, a similar drill for you is to take this alignment stick and try to get it pointed at the camera or get the alignment stick pointed behind you. That's going to ensure you're in more of that across the line or down the line position. Now, as you get up to the top, you have all the time and space to get this club head to move behind you and stay in posture and rotate. So as we get up to the top, we want to see that club head start to fall behind us. And again, if we're laid off too much and it's already behind us, well, it's not going to magically get more behind us. So getting up to the top with a longer swing and having it down the line or across the line, now you have room to keep the club head behind you. So should your swing be short or long? It depends. Thanks for watching.